example 2, we're going to determine the linearization of f of x equals cosine of x at x equals pi over 2 and use that to approximate cosine of 1.75. So keep in mind that pi is roughly 3.14, and if we divide that by 2, you get 1.57, so 1.75 is relatively close. So the first thing we have to do is determine the linearization of cosine of x at x equals pi over 2. Again, basically we're finding the equation of the tangent line at that point, but we don't want to solve anything. Right now, I want you to try to determine the linearization of cosine of x all by yourself. So go ahead right now and do that. Alright, so L of x is equal to f of a plus f prime of a times x minus a. So from here, we want to do it at pi over 2. So L of x is f of pi over 2 plus f prime of pi over 2 times x minus pi over 2. So let's start getting these values. I'm going to do all my work on the side. We know that f of x is equal to cosine of x. So f of pi over 2 is equal to cosine of pi over 2, which is 0. So f prime of x is equal to negative sine of x. So f prime of pi over 2 is negative sine of pi over 2, which is negative 1. So now we're going to plug in all our values. You get L of x is equal to 0 plus negative 1 times x minus pi over 2. So you get L of x is equal to negative x minus pi over 2, or you can rewrite that as pi over 2 minus x. You can use either one of these. It doesn't matter which one you use. So now what we want to do is find L of 1.75. So all we need to do is plug in 1.75, put that into a calculator, and you're going to get about negative 0.1792. So the last thing we have to do then is check that on a calculator, make sure we're close. Make sure that your calculator is in radians mode. So go into mode, make sure you have it on radian, otherwise you're going to get the wrong answer. So let's type in cosine of 1.75, and you get negative 0.178, which is very close to the answer we got. And that's all there is to it.